Alright, hey, it's Drewz Viewz here, back for Peaky fucking Blinders. Peaky Blinders, Season 3, Series 3, if you're a UK person, I guess, which is where the show originated, obviously. Episode 6, the final episode, the finale of this season. Only one more after this. I meant to look up whether Season 4 is like wraps it up or there's a season 5 coming at some point, which I forgot to do, but I never heard anything like, not that I've looked too much into the show because I don't want to spoilers or anything, but I never heard anything like it's wrapped up in season 4, I guess. So I'm assuming it might be ongoing, but I mean, shows like this, it might take years in between to film, I feel like, so who knows. But anyhow, I'm ready for the finale here. Last time on episode 5, I mentioned it in my recap review, but it wasn't my favorite episode. I thought it was a little slow. It didn't go quite in the direction I was wanting. I wanted the action to ramp up a little more. We did have a lot of good Solomons, aka Tom Hardy, in there, so he really saved the episode for me. Got a lot of scenes in there. Very funny / menacing as usual for his character in the show. Arthur had to deal with him a little bit. Tried to be the bigger man. Solomons was still pushing him. Picked up like a solid ashtray, put it back down, fine. But I call the show Poor Arthur now because, you know, he constantly gets shit on. They went to the Russians. They had to get checked by the ladies, him and John all up and down naked. And then he had a bit of a tough night. Well, I mean, he got sauced on the vodka, cheated on his wife, I guess. John did too, of course, but doesn't care. You know, he's down for that anyway. But Arthur's trying to change his life around. Kind of worried about him. Been worried about. I mean, this whole season, I'm getting the Death Notes vibe on him. Is that the term, Death Note? I mean, that's a show. Whatever. I'm getting death vibes on Arthur. Kind of worried he makes it out of this season. The only thing is, I mean, he's such a good actor. I think Paul Anderson's the name. Maybe the show wants to keep him going for that purposes, or they just want to keep shitting on him next season, so keep him alive. But I'm a little bit worried that he might get it here. I don't know how exactly, but it could happen. I mean, his wife, Linda, the Christian, changing his life around, could be she gets it, but they already did the thing with Grace Tommy this season. That would be a little redundant, having another one of their wives get killed, so I don't think that's really going to happen. I don't know, though. I mean, so there's this whole plan Tommy has to do the heist for the Russians, gems and everything. He thinks they weren't going to pay him, so he's going to go under and get it. He brought his old war buddies in. They're going to tunnel in there. They're tunnel experts, so I assume that's going to be a bulk of this episode here, this finale. Is it going to go well? I mean, I'm sure it's not going to go perfect. You know, that's no drama. Something's going to happen. It might have to do with the Tatiana, the whole Duchess here. She's been throughout the season a foil for Tommy a little bit. Last episode, she was in there choking it, you know, giving him that erotic asphyxiation. He was seeing his dead wife, all this, but she likes to play games. She likes to do all type of stuff. She's a little bit of bad news for him, I think. So maybe something to do with her ruins his plan somehow. I don't know. But I mean, there's still the priest out here. Father Hughes wasn't in last episode, but was mentioned a lot because you know, he's always getting in the way of Tommy this season too, and Tommy wants to kill him. Already tried to. Obviously, it didn't work. But Michael apparently had a past with him, got abused by him, it's heavily implied, so he wants to kill Hughes now, and then Polly found out about that at the end of last episode, was not down for it. She even like threatened Tommy basically to let him not do that. I think the priest is going to die at someone's hand here. He's got to go.
Go! The fucker's got to go!
But is it going to be, I mean, maybe even Polly steps in and it's like a repeat of last season's finale where she kills someone. But, you know, so Michael doesn't do it, maybe that sort of thing. Maybe she gets caught doing that this time and that's the drama, and that's the cliffhanger or something, because she's already been mentioning them multiple times this season of people that she killed. Campbell and, you know, running, she's had some loose lips this season for whatever reason, so I don't know. We have her painter friend. Is he going to be revealed to be anything? It's the whole mess with the Russians. That's the whole season here. So I think what the plan is, so Tommy wants to tunnel in, get the money. On the meantime, still make it look like the train heist thing is going down, with the weapons to get to the Russian whites, but it's a secret deal with the Reds to saying that it's not, the weapons aren't working or something, so let it go through. I don't see how it's all going to work. I mean, Churchill and the top brass, the people that Priest works for, all these higher up people, I don't think they're going to let him get away with it this easily, but it's Tommy, so he usually gets his way in the end, so we will just have to see. Might be something I'm missing on the recap here, but I don't know. I think it's time to get right into the old finale. Let's do it. Alright, so the season as a whole was a little bit on the slow side. Certainly not the finale there, though. That's when they seem to save most of the action for. Obviously, earlier in the season, Grace dying and everything, that was, but you know, that most of the crazy stuff was in this episode. I kind of, you know, when it was wrapping up there, I kind of started talking about it already. So Tommy, I mean, that was a pretty intense scene in there with him saying, like, taking the king, shelling everything. Even when it started, I was like, this doesn't seem right. If he really is going to be asking for forgiveness, it's not the way to do it, which he really wasn't even. He's just kind of saying this is how it is. You know, and the thing about these higher up people are worse than we are. They won't accept us. Yeah, that might be true, but yeah, so he made a deal. All right, so Polly and Michael, John and Arthur are going to jail. I assume there's going to be another time skip going into season 4 here. I don't know. He said he made a deal with the people even higher up. I don't know who that could really be. Someone higher than Churchill in the government at this point, or is someone from a different government? I don't know if that's something realistic. We shall see, but obviously it's an all-time. Tommy's reputation among his own family's got to be at an all-time low right here. I don't see who's going to stick by him. I mean, I guess they're going to have to or whatever. I don't. Yeah, like I've been saying the whole time, I knew Arthur wasn't going to get far there. He wasn't going to be able to get to California with Linda. At least he's alive. I was expecting he might die. During the episode, I was starting to think, oh, maybe Michael's going to die here. But no, not that either. And they did get the priest, like I said. So that was expected. But yeah, Father Hughes there. But yeah, what else? I mean, so they did make good on the threat with kidnapping his son. I guess that's what Tommy cares most about, his son. I mean, it makes sense especially after the whole Grace thing and whatever. He's willing to risk everything for getting him safely returned. And it was pretty intense in the tunnel too, when he's digging and all that. So it's revealed it was a setup between him and Tatiana, or you know, a partnership, I guess, or whatever you call it. They're in on it together. She kills that jeweler guy. I mean, she's ruthless. She's on the crazy side. Pretty entertaining character throughout the season, but yeah, I don't think it's someone good for Tommy to have in his life there. With the season as a whole, I think I'm gonna. I don't know. It's always hard to wrap up the season when I just watch it and deal with the larger themes and everything. Might try to do a little bit here. Maybe try to do more of it at the start of my season 4, episode 1 reaction. But yeah. So the Russian things throughout the whole season was getting confusing, complicated, pretty much throughout the back and forth. They know what Tommy's doing. They don't know. Now they do know. I guess they didn't know him and Tatiana were not together. We didn't see her aunt and uncle at that, and the Duke and Duchess. I don't think she killed them, but that wasn't implied, I don't think. But I don't know. I guess they're just left in the lurch there. It's still confusing what's going on with all the higher-ups. I mean, they were able to, obviously, with the whole Solomon's thing, they were able to get the information where the sun was, so that made sense. So they were able to get around it. But again, yeah, it's still... those higher up people still have control, and then Tommy has to go, like I already mentioned, has to go above them somehow, so we'll see. But I guess that means, yeah, the 4 of them have to spend a certain amount of time in jail. I guess that was like some type of plea deal. I don't know, a couple of years at least, I would imagine. I don't know. So Michael going in to be making the transition to criminal, that was set up heavily, obviously. Been saying it basically since the start of his introduction last season. It's going to go that way. It's going to lead to the friction between Polly and Tommy, which is certainly going to be. I almost don't see how they can ever reconcile over this. Maybe John. Arthur, I don't know. I mean, Tommy always gets control over him somehow, but yeah, Michael, who I think Michael would be the most accepting of what happened, probably. But Polly, I don't know how they're gonna reconcile. And even before Tommy revealed the whole police thing were coming in, Polly was saying she has a different idea for the future, which all the women were getting on board. So another theme this season was the women taking a little bit of control, or trying to get it at least, trying to get it a little bit of a more equal say. I really like that Lizzie didn't take the money at all, and you know, she's had her issues, but she's not hypocritical in any way. I like that, and I'd like to even see a little more from her. Maybe next season, we'll see. What else to talk about? So yeah, the painter, Doran Martel, it was just kind of a red herring, I guess, with him, and then maybe he'll be in next season. I don't know if she gets out of jail, Polly, and they start thinking. I'm glad she didn't kill him, or she realized that he wasn't the one. Yeah, I did figure out, I guess, that it was Solomon's, because thinking about it, he was the only other element that maybe if they just didn't just bring him in last episode, it would be a little bit less obvious that he's the one who gave Tommy up or whatever, foiled him a little bit. But again, I'm glad he didn't get killed either. And he was right what he was saying to to Tommy. If you have this lifestyle, this is what can happen. That's certainly true. It's been a theme the whole show with Tommy. His actions, you have to be responsible for your actions, and his actions cause a lot of problems for everyone else. His own family, mainly in this episode, like we said. How can they forgive him? But even Arthur and John killed innocent people, and Tommy responsible too. They're all responsible. The innocent people on the train get blown up. That's for Tommy's action. Plenty of innocent people have been killed in the past, and Solomon said that innocent, guilty, sent them to hell, whatever. So yeah, I hope we see him more next season. But I mean, you really can trust him to. Tommy has to learn. You use him when you can, use each other when you can. But there's no real partnership there. Gonna do what's best for him. So, what else even happened? Yeah, I mean that was a really great scene. Kind of montagey type scene toward it was really more toward the middle than the end, I guess, with the race against the clock. Tommy in the tunnel with the diggers. Michael going in to confront Hughes, get Kid back, and Charlie, and then of course the whole train situation. So good stuff there. That's action I like to see. For next season, I'm trying to, like I said, I'll probably have more thoughts on this before I start season 4, when I have time to digest it more, since I just watched the finale. But I gotta think at least at the first part of next season, we'll see what goes on with the time skip they usually do, but really Tommy's gonna be somewhat on his own here, with the family at least. So I don't even know what can happen. I guess this is I got a spoiler in a way through Netflix itself, the way they did just put photos up. So I saw there's a photo of Adrian Brody, the actor. So I know and he hasn't been in the show so far, so I know he's got to be in season 4. So that's somewhat of a spoiler that he's in it. But I mean, I guess it's not a complete spoiler, just that some actor's going to be in the show at some point. But since I'm assuming he's going to play an American, which he is in real life. So, and they've been talking even a little bit last season and this season about things in Boston and America. I think his prohibition's going on, getting the liquor moving over there. So I'm assuming all this means that season 4 is going to have something to do with America. Maybe they'll be in Boston a little bit, or gangsters will come over here. I think that's got to be happening. So that's the only real lead I have, other than I don't know how Tommy's going to get him out of it, or get his good name back here among his own family, get people to trust him again. Or he obviously had a rough episode, especially, and season overall. So I understand at a point what his mindset is there, but yeah, I don't know. Well, pretty excited for season 4, episode 1. Now I will be back for that next time. Please do subscribe if you like these reactions. You can check out some other reaction vids as well. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to discuss anything, as long as you don't spoil anything. like Netflix is trying to do to me. And join me back here for that one next time. And until then, I'm out of here. Peace.